All right, I'm here with Scott Sarai, who is killing it. Went from 2.5 million a year to 45 million a year in 12 months. Is that your pace right now?
Yeah, I'm about that. I mean, I hope I'll crack 40 this year. I'm sitting around 37 year to date.
Year to date 37, and you were like do it pace. You were
Yeah.
averaging like 2-3 million a year for the last couple of years.
Yeah, I did 2.7 in 2024. I was going to quit in October. I feel like I've told my story a thousand times, but I'll tell it again. So yeah, I was going to quit in October. Long story short, Ryan Wiley brought me over to Tango, and I feel like I'm finally come home to where I belong. And we started rolling, and the rest is history. And I'm sitting around 37 million right now.
Year to date. I love it, man. Now, okay, what I know about you is you're not doing anything wild and crazy. You're just doing the work. Like you're showing up every day, you've set your non-negotiables and you execute, right?
Yeah, so I just got back from your trip and Tango's trip in Osoyoos, and I got asked a bunch of times, and I didn't have an answer like that was polished. I would just say like luck and having Ryan Wiley in my corner. But what I'm saying now is ruthless consistency. So like setting the non-negotiables and doing them. Like I done them sick, hungover, at the airport with a sick baby in my arm, rocking her to sleep, sending out text messages. I hit probably I don't know, close to 95% of the days this year where I've done the non-negotiables no matter what. And then just like unapologetically being me. So I hated social media. I still don't love it, but going on social, I just talk about things that I'm interested in. So like I talk about advanced strategies because I've always been peculiar on how to save money on taxes. So those are the two biggest reasons I think I found success. And then being part of Tango.
Okay, cool. Love it. So what are your top three non-negotiables? Like, what does a day in the life of Scott look like?
So every single day, it's 15, we call them open. So 15 contacts. So like whether it's text messages, I don't phone call people a lot. Like that's kind of like old school, but like 15 opens. I post on social media a minimum twice per day. I send out a Monday update to all my referral partners every single week at 8 a.m. no matter what. Even if they have no deals with me, I still update them that there's no deals. So I'm top of mind. And then for the last 2.5 years, I've emailed my database every single Sunday morning at like 8 a.m. and then VIP Club mixed in with that.
Cool. Okay. So, what'd you call it? Relentless consistency. You're just showing up, you're
Uh,
doing the work every day.
yeah, what do I call it?
Ruthless,
Ruthless consistency.
ruthless consistency. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay. So your opens are like text messages, DMs, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Really-
text, Instagram DMs, or I DM every new follower. I'll send them like a voice note. Thanks for the follow.
Yeah.
Catch them off guard that way. But yeah, it's super simple stuff.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Not rocket science. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're just doing the basic things, and it's
100%.
working out for you.
Yeah.
So those things on their own are what have gotten you from your previous volume to where you're pacing at today. More recently, though, and this is what we're here to talk about, is you've started cracking the code of what it takes to get the attention of a financial planner or wealth manager or an insurance planner on the investment side. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've personally cash damned, like done like the Smith maneuver, like for my own portfolio with my wife and I, and then I have whole life insurance, and then I've always been a fan of what you coached on in Strategy Hub with the cash damming calculator. Then the latest rendition of your calculator, which shows the reinvested refunds into, like you could invest in whatever, but what that would mean to an advisor, and I think we just struck gold with this. So now when I go to financial advisors, I can show them, look, we can do this with your client's portfolio, which is great for the client, they win, but this is how you're going to win. And like, this could mean for you an additional $410,000 invested just from this one client, just from the restructure. And like, I don't know what you get paid, but if you invested an extra $500,000, like, what's that mean to you and your business? And then like right away, their light bulb clicks and then they're hooked.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get into what it is that you're showing them, but I'll just repeat back what I heard is you're you're using the enhanced version of the cash damming calculator that we just came up with, which is running the cash damming strategy on a rental portfolio, but then freeing up rather than kind of like fully reinvesting all the benefits into paying down the mortgage, we take all the benefits and you give them to the financial planner. So you reinvest them, and that financial planner chooses what they're doing with that money. It's not considered leveraged investing because they're basically taking tax refunds and benefits that aren't borrowed funds from the strategies and then putting them into insurance policies or their wealth portfolios. So that is the pitch to the planner. And without getting into like all the nitty gritty of it, what they're seeing is what you're saying is like, look, if you have a client, this is your client avatar. If you've got people in your portfolio that kind of look like this, they've got a rental property and a house with a mortgage, we could run this strategy. And over the next X number of years, we're going to unlock another, whatever, I think you said $400,000 in new assets under administration from that one client or from X number of clients that align with that avatar. So that is what is. How are you saying that? Like, you're doing a cold outreach? You're talking to a planner, like what does that look like? How are you getting their attention?
So I haven't completely cracked the code on financial planners because a lot of them don't really live on social media for various reasons. Regulations, probably one of the biggest one. But ones that I've made contact with, I'm just, shooting them a message or however I've come into contact with them and like, let's go grab a coffee. I really want to show you this spreadsheet and I want your opinion on it. So I think I learned that from you is if you ask for their opinion and stroke their ego, they're going to give it to you and they're going to feel valued. So they want to help. So I've gone for coffees. Most recently, I went with one advisor, went for coffee, and I showed her this spreadsheet, and she's like, "There's no way it can be true. Like, there's just no way." I'm like, "It's true." Like, I had to like plead with her that like this is 100% legit, and I actually had to schedule a three-way Zoom with an accountant to like have the accountant vet what I was telling her. But um, it's tough. I haven't figured out how to get in front of like very like multiple financial advisors, but the one that I have been able to get in front of, it's been successful pitching them on this idea.
Cool. Okay. And that's led to a number of things for you, right? Most notably, I think they're kind of flowing this uphill to their office. Is that right? What does that look like?
Yeah, so one advisory firm downtown Vancouver. I'm their dedicated mortgage broker. So 9 advisors funnel all of their clients, leads, whatever, to me for their mortgage strategies, and then we kind of dovetail the overall financial like picture as like a whole. But most recently, there's one advisor that we're meeting in October to build out a case study to bring to their national network of all of their advisors for their firm.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. This is great. So this is new. Like this is we just kind of came up with this idea. It was Nick Cox actually at the beginning of the summer that was like, "Hey, I think we could redirect some of these benefits from this strategy." And he said, he asked me to take a look at it in the calculator. We made some modifications, shared the calculator out. We did a call in Strategy Hub and I shared it with I don't know, a dozen people. You're one of the people that were on that call and you've just been running with it. And I didn't even know that you were running with it until a couple weeks ago when you're like, dude, I'm killing it. Like the advisors really like this. So now we're like, you've got my attention because those results are pretty good. So what I'm hearing from you is even the financial advisors are seeing this and they're going, okay, this is new. And rather than having to go prospect and attract a new client, they've got their portfolio of clients, and a lot of them own rentals. They have primaries. They could do this restructure and free up all this newfound money for the wealth side of things. Are they seeing that opportunity? Are they like, hey, yeah, let's put this in front of more of my clients? Like, what kind of conversations are you having with them? Like, you've got their attention. Now, how are you working together to actually bring this to the clients?
Yeah, so the one I basically have two big advisors that I work with, and the one they've like bought in wholeheartedly. They trust what I present to the client. So I kind of get on a discovery call with the client and I just ask leading questions to see if I can like find the opportunity. And if it fits for the client, I come back to the advisors and be, hey, look, we should probably do this, this, and this. And here's the result for you and your firm. And they're like, okay, let's execute it. So we go back to the client. The other relationship, it's still in its like nuances and or early days. So I haven't fully built it out with her and how we're gonna bring it to like her clients and stuff. But she likes it because herself, like her own portfolio, this works for them. But what I have noticed is with financial advisors is that their clients tend or they're often having rental properties. So clients with like 2 or more properties have their financial advisor because they want the expert advice. And what I've found is that the clients are already on board with paying for advice. So they're paying their financial advisor, whether it's fee for service or MERs on the back end. But now when I bring them the consulting angle and say, hey, we can like, I can set you up and you can go figure it out, or I can set you up and then I can hold your hand for 12 months. There is a fee obviously attached to it. Here it is. And then it's tax deductible. So here's actually the net cost for you.
Mhm.
They're not fighting me on it. And I've like upped my fee a couple times now and the people still keep saying yes. So I haven't found the ceiling.
How much are you charging for consulting fees on a cash stemming file these days?
Uh, so again, like I'm new to this, I'm not the expert, but the last fee was 6,000 plus GST for a year.
And you're not finding any resistance from the clients.
Not yet.
You're showing them value. Yeah, and you've done a bunch of these now.
Yeah.
This is cool. So, okay. The other thing about financial planners as a referral source is the clients. When a client buys a like buys quote unquote buys into a strategy and they've chosen a wealth advisor. When that wealth advisor says, "Hey, I'm recommending a portfolio restructure here on the debt side so that we can be more efficient over here on the wealth side," the clients generally will go with that recommendation. Are you, I've noticed in my past life, I used to work with a lot of financial planners. I found very little resistance from the clients, very little rate shopping, more like, hey, my planner says I need to do this. So what's the next step? Um, are you noticing that as well? Like, are you noticing that it's a very smooth referral and you're not really in a competitive situation against, the banks, let's say?
Yes and no. Like I find that they're way more stickier. I'm not having a rate conversation with them. Like I'm prepared to like pivot the conversation if they bring it up, but like it's not even in their front of brain, the rate side of things. The one issue I'm having is they either like one client who was like it was going to be a slam dunk, but because of tax efficiency, he didn't take a draw from his corp. So I couldn't qualify him. So we had to
Mm.
send him back for renewal. And then the other couple clients, they're at National Bank because I think their IFP plan is based out of National and it just makes sense for them to stay with National. So I've lost a couple just back to National's retention team. But outside of those outliers, I think they're like the stickiest of all sticky clients.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like anything. You're not going to win 100%
Yeah.
of the time in every field, but if you could choose today and you could say, okay, well, I want to get purchase referrals from, say, the real estate community, or I want to deal with renewal business. I want to talk about, saving money on renewals online, or doing what you're doing here with in the wealth management space. What would you choose?
I'll say this. I wish I would have met you or found this strategy early days in my career and not spent the hours sourcing realtors, doing four slide presentations, chasing them at all hours of the night. Like this year, I think I'm at like 48 or 49 files, and I think I might have done three purchases. Everything has been like renewal refis and then like this stuff. And this stuff is the best because like we all know lender turnaround time is not the greatest right now. Like it is what it is. Like we can complain about it, but it's a part of our industry. With these files and these clients, I'm not up against the clock. They play out over a couple months. I book their call 6 weeks ahead. If we are on a timeline for renewal, we just say renew into an open and we'll get to it. And they don't really care because they're busy professionals. They're not stressing over like a 7% open for 4 days. Like it is what it is. They are the best clients, hands down.
Cool. I love it. Yeah, I was going to ask some follow-up questions, but that was like such a good answer.
Yeah,
We're we're going to end on that note. So, coming up later this month, I'm doing a 2-day boot camp on how to engage with financial planners in Strategy Hub. I think we're going to make it open to the industry on a paid basis as well, so it's free for Strategy Hub members, and we're going to talk about opening it up. We're just figuring that out, but we're going to talk about how to actually do outreach and engage and what to say, how to present this. And so if it's cool with you, maybe I can lean on you a bit more to find out exactly what
absolutely.
you're saying to people. I don't want to go too long here on this call, but for anybody that's watching, if you're interested and you want to learn more about how to do this, just come to our boot camp. It'll be in the third week of October. And you should see it. We're going to start promoting it in a few weeks. But Scott, thanks for spending some time, man. And I just love your story. You're killing it. You're crushing it. And sky's the limit for you because you got the best attitude out there. So Thanks
Thanks,
for
bud.
spending some time with me. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. No worries.
Okay. Cheers.